at the forefront of innovation in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
The views and opinions expressed by the guest and presenters of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio-visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Looking for luxury furniture at unbeatable prices? Visit Sukasa Designs in Springfield Park, where style meets affordability. From designer lounge suites to exclusive dining sets, we have everything you need to elevate your space. Hurry, don't miss our special deals. Find us at Springfield Retail Center and transform your home today. Sukasa, personalizing your home.
Come get our butcher's best for less at Checkers Foods Cowie Park. Enjoy certified halal butchery products like Chabot Wurst Thick, $79.99 per kg. Extra lean beef mince, just $109.99 per kilo. Steakhouse Classic Beef Porterhouse Steak, just 13 Rand per 100 grams and 39 Rand per 300 grams. Deals valid from Monday, October 7th until Sunday, October 20th. Only at Checkers Foods Cowie Park. Now certified by the NIHT, the National Independent Halal Trust, across a butchery, bakery, and deli.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
So it's coming up for 11 minutes after 7. Nasmira Kasim, did you know that approximately 72% of men would rather do household chores like cleaning the toilet than visiting the doctor?
Surprisingly, I actually did.
You did?
I did.
You did?
And I know from experience,
Yeah.
you are included in that list. It's the last thing that a man would want to do.
I like going to the doctor.
When?
When it needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it doesn't need to be done, all the doctor's doing is just like, how's it, how you have a braai?
See?
Do you know?
It speaks for most of the menfolk that exist.
We're not talking about those doctors and those guys today. We're talking about something else. The topic is World Health Mental Day. Now, if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, good morning, welcome to the Breakfast Rush on Radio Al Ansar. The explosive rise of global crises and relentless job demands are unleashing unmatched levels of stress and anxiety, amplifying mental health issues in the workforce. In fact, the World Health Organization has revealed that a staggering 15% of working age adults are grappling with mental disorders. What we also know is that the economic cost of mental health issues is staggering. Depression and anxiety lead to unbelievable 12 billion lost work days every year, draining $1 trillion from global productivity. Joining us this morning to discuss this further is Dr. Chris van Straten, Global Health Advisor, Clinical Governance at International SOS. Doctor, good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Rush.
Good morning and thanks so much for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure to have you this morning. Can you briefly tell the significance of this year's World Health Day theme, mental health at work?
Good. So mental health, one, I'm glad so much for inviting someone like me on the show. I think there's still a lot of stigma. I love the banter you were having before the call. Um, I'm a South African male, and sadly, I've got many true stories of men who didn't want to go see the doctor, even if their partner was like, "Hey, you've got a lump or a bump," and some truly sad stories of people passing away from a condition that could or should have been picked up early. So, one, there's a lot of stigma around mental health. We are indeed seeing an increase globally of mental health concerns, including anxiety, depression, and related mental health conditions. I think it's important to keep in mind that, for example, something like hypertension, right? If you measure it and you pick it up and you treat it early, you can prevent that heart attack. You can prevent that stroke. And if you prevent that heart attack, who wins? Well, the guy or individual who didn't have the heart attack, their family, and the business that they're part of. The same with mental health. So the space that we're in every day, I love working, right? It's my strength. It's also one of my failures. And by taking frequent breaks, by acknowledging things that cause me stress and then mitigating that, can help prevent long-term issues and bigger issues in the long term, which can be very costly.
What strategies and policies can companies implement to foster a mentally healthy work environment?
Great question. So one, context is super important. I want to give you an example. So at International SOS, I've been in my function for over 10 years. What we do is we work with the global companies, including the Fortune 500. And recently, about several years back, you'd have heard of a story of in Africa, there was a very large facility that was attacked and people were damaged. Our initial job was to stabilize those individuals, medevac them, and sort out the medicine. What was interesting, over a couple of months on that particular facility, people started noticing that colleagues were more anxious. People were starting to feel depressed. And I guess there was an element of PTSD. Now, location was remote. You couldn't easily access the place, or what they did was really interesting and very powerful. Sorry, and I'm going to quickly recap. I'm a nerd, right? And one important thing is numbers. So if you can't measure something, you can't improve it. And what they did on this facility is they ran several surveys to really figure out why were people experiencing the mental health issues that they were. They then realized what that traumatic event had happened. It happened months before it was done. But that traumatic event had changed the culture, it had changed the dynamics, and it was impacting people's productivity. And then by using telemedicine services and direct support, fine-tuned support, not just a one-size-fits-all approach, the people on that site became far more supported, happier, and in fact, the productivity of that particular site has improved markedly over an 18-month period. So that's an amazing story, and it speaks to a couple of things. One, if you can't measure something, whether it's banking, whether it's medicine, whether it's mental health, you can't improve it. Two, it needs to be tailored to be culturally sensitive and specific, and for the individual. And we're so blessed in this current day and age with our technologies that we can have this call. I'm on the other side of the country, but we can engage in a meaningful discussion. And I think that's part of this important dialogue. And one final comment. I get so much value from my work. I love what I do. Being able to reach out and support different communities around the world is my passion and what we do at International SOS. And to be able to do that, you need to create a culture where people feel that, yes, it's okay to say, hey, I'm taking strain today. It's not a cop out. I'm not saying, oh, well, now I need to stop, but please help me with this particular challenge. How do I do it? And as men, that is a lesson. Took me years to learn, but I'm grateful I did.
If you just tuned in right now, we are speaking with Dr. Chris van Straten, Global Health Advisor, Clinical Governance at International SOS. Doctor, tell us, what role do employers play in mitigating workplace anxiety, depression, and burnout?
Great question. So interesting. And again, I come from a privileged position. We have worked with some of the leading companies globally, and one, they understood the numbers. In other words, if people are not supported, if the workplace is a toxic environment, you can measure the loss of revenue over time. In other words, companies that do engage, and it has to come from leadership. And it's not just, oh, I think mental health support's a great idea. That doesn't cover it. It's the genuine engagement from leadership, the policies and procedures required to make workplaces safe, free from bullying, free from harassment. And also, again, I love these tools that we now have where you could be literally on a boat offshore in the Pacific Ocean. Let's say you experienced something that was traumatic. You could now link to the therapy or sessions to get support and help you with your challenges. So it has to come from leadership. It has to be engaged in the right policies, HR procedures. And then it's about creating a space, because stress is going to happen. That's normal. And different levels of stress, acute stress, we can all usually manage. It's when it's chronic persistent stress that we need systems in play where it's safe at work to put your hand up and ask for help.
Doc, what is the impact of mental health disorders on workplace productivity and the global economy?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it was part of that intro. The data is very clear. It does differ on different parts of the world. But if you look at something, 2 billion workdays lost is huge. It's over it. In fact, the numbers are so big it gets hard to calculate, but it's easy to say that $1 trillion globally has been lost. And that affects everyone. That affects the individual who is struggling to engage at work, to deliver the kind of work that it impacts their functionality, it impacts their community, it impacts their business, and it will impact the global economy.
Indeed. As a final question this morning, Doc, what support systems are accessible and effective for employee needs specifically?
Okay, great question. And it will depend on the different companies. And again, we're fortunate and blessed that we've worked with companies that realized that they needed to make an impact, that have significant resources. And give you an example, a very large company we work with, they made a little medical facility available in their office. What does it mean? It means if you are super busy and you need to get your blood pressure checked, you can come in daily and do it and have your follow-up done. In other words, you don't have to take time off to go to the doctor. It's easily accessible and it becomes part of the daily workspace. And the same with the mental health. There are different resources that companies are now offering. For example, should I have had a challenging experience today that's causing me distraction, I can't focus, there is I literally have a helpline that I can access either via chat or I can then call a colleague. So having an open door policy and allowing people to engage, but also partnering with the health partner. Like International SOS, there are different providers that can first measure what the issues are and then build these support systems into your daily workspace. Hope that's useful.
Absolutely useful. Thank you very much for your time this morning and bringing this valuable information to the listeners of Radio Al-Ansar and the Breakfast Rush. Looking forward to another conversation and gaining from your expertise in future. Thanks for your time.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Take care. Stay safe.
There we go. That was Dr. Chris van Straten. He is the Global Health Advisor, Clinical Governance at International SOS. We come up now to 22 minutes after 7. Nasneen Hussain on the video now says, so important that we have family and community support. There is just, or there just be no stigma to this anymore. You know, here's the thing, Nas, and I read something on Facebook last night while just flipping through various different, scrolling basically. I'd rather sit down and talk to you if you have a problem. I don't want to attend your funeral.
Absolutely.
But drastic, I know, but it's reality.
It's factual.
Make yourself available to friends, family, colleagues. Maybe they just want to sit down and have a chat with you. Spend 5 minutes. Hey, how you doing? And actually listen to the answer.
Yes.
That's what.
And not how you're doing, like you say, for the sake of asking. No, I'm fine, I'm good. And
Yep.
then you carry on. Genuinely, how are you?
Absolutely. Thanks, Nishneen Hussain, for your comments. Rajan Naidu, always good to know that you're listening in and you're watching, brother. Thank you very much. So yesterday, I posted a picture of Trevor that came through to pick up his prizes.
Very nice.
Prizes. So Trevor...
I remember that.
What an amazing energy this guy has. Go check it out. It's on our Facebook page, the Breakfast Rush Facebook page. The picture with Trevor, and he just picked up his bunch of vouchers and he's got his thing from Vodacom and all of that. It was absolutely brilliant. You could actually see his energy in the picture, which is fantastic. Hey, talking about Vodacom, I'm going to tell you what's coming up from Vodacom after this.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you